as many of you are aware, this has been a long process, about 7 months since we got the news that Sylvia would like to come and play here with the Lynx. In a long process trying to work out a trade that both Minnesota and Chicago, and in the end run finding the third party with Atlanta that everybody could be happy with. But we could not be more excited that we have reached this moment where we can have Sylvia here and introduce her to the Minnesota fans, the Minnesota media, and have her join our team. As many of you are aware, Sylvia is one of the best centers that has ever played in this league. She's going to bring dimensions to our team that we have not had before, and make us even more diverse. That's been one of our strengths over the time, is just, a wide range of skill sets, and Sylvia's going to bring things that, we haven't had before in terms of size in the middle, and, the defensive skills that she brings and the way she'll alter shots, block shots, and just, that makes life easier for the perimeter players to play defense. And, you saw it in our practice today, the defensive intensity was amazing. And if we can go out and play like that, we're going to be tough to score against, and we already were. So, we are really, really excited to have gotten to this point. I know our teammates are very excited to have her here, and we're just looking forward to what this is going to mean for the rest of the season and years into the future. So, welcome, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Sylvia, what was it about the Lynx that attracted you to play or wanted to come?
Just watching them in the past and knowing that my contract was up with Chicago last year, I wanted to be in a place that was already established, and if I come in, there won't be any change up with the team, and I can just fit right in and flow with the flow. So that would make me look at Minnesota.
Where do you see yourself fitting in with this team on offense and on defense?
Offense, I really don't know. From a defense standpoint, that's pretty much my bread and butter. If I can just get out there and rebound the way I'm supposed to rebound and alter a lot of shots and run the floor, I'm pretty sure the offensive side will kick in.
You were willing to sit out half a season to get to where you wanted to be. You must have some pretty strong convictions that this was the place that you wanted to end up. Can you just talk about the sacrifices you made in order to make this happen?
During the process, it was hard. I didn't want to sit out, but for me to prove a point, that's something that you have to do. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay in this league, and Chicago has been great to me for the past 7 seasons. I love Michael Alton and what he's done with the organization, and my teammates has been great over the past few years, but this is something that I wanted different, and me moving on, I don't feel like that was a bad decision. Like I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this for. And me coming to Minnesota, I think that's my next chapter.
How does it feel to be reunited with Simone Augustus?
Oh, Simone. It feels good. I actually got in yesterday, and she was the first player that I seen, and she pretty much talked to me for about 5 hours, and we had a nice conversation just about the organization, what to be expected, and it was some good stuff. So it was good to see Simone yesterday.
Simone was so excited. I think she burned more calories of nervous energy on the sideline today watching and wishing she could be in there than the players who were out there playing.
Simone yesterday and I today said one thing that would make me very happy is to give you the feeling of winning a title that you come so close to at both the college and pro level and having experience. How important is that possibility?
It's very important. As a player, this is something that you look for. You want to play with the best of the best on the highest level, and winning the championship is always in your goals. But to get there, you have to have all the pieces in place, and you have to have people that surround you with those same goals.
And Roger, you mentioned before about the window of championship. Does this trade extend that window already?
People have asked that question over the last few years, and obviously it's a very hard thing to measure. One thing, that we do know is inside the window we have, we believe that this increases our chances of experiencing more of those championships. And as Sylvia mentioned, this is why we do this. This is why, this is what our objective is to win championships. And so to have the opportunity to increase the chance of that level of success, you know, we were going to go after it and do what we could do to figure out how to make this happen.
How much will having played with Simone and with the other Olympians, ease your transition with this team?
I don't know about transitioning. I know the transition would be easier, but the expectations, I think, is a little different. Everybody have high expectations here, and I know a lot of people look in and be like, they got it easy, but it's really not easy because they already had high expectations, and so I got to come in and meet those needs as well.
You can sense that focus on this team right away?
Oh, definitely. Maya was on me this morning. She was showing me everything that I need to do, and then, you know, she's just telling me that energy, I need that second energy just to kick in and do what I need to do. And I also heard a lot from Simone, and Wade was pretty much on the smooth side. She was just go out there and do what you do. But everybody's in my ear, so it's a high expectation. That's something that I need. I need somebody that'll be able to push me day in and day out.
Physically, are you ready to step right into the game action?
We shall see tomorrow. We shall, but I'm up for every challenge.
Simone praised your maturity over the years, especially in this practice today. How do you feel you've matured as a player? I think what's your 8th season now?
Just talking more, being more verbal. I'm pretty much quiet if you're looking out inside. And just talking more and make sure I'm in tune and giving feedback and just having everybody out along the way. I can say in those areas I have grown a lot.
What type of things did you do to stay in shape while you weren't playing, and were you sort of waiting for a phone call at any time, expecting to come back, or?
Honestly, I can be honest. I pretty much had given up. I wasn't sure if I would have been traded or not. I know we came so close a few times, and you know, you get your expectations up high. Like the second time, after the third time, I'm just like, it isn't gonna happen. I really wasn't doing anything basketball-wise. More it's just keeping my body in tune. So I rode a lot. I got a bike, and I ride a certain miles like 3 times a week. I lift weights and bands and making sure my body was good. So it was good to actually get out here on the court and get banged up by the guys a little bit today.
Based on how long it took for this process to kind of come together, does it feel like Christmas to you to come to a team that has got so many different players of high caliber, and then adding your piece to that puzzle just kind of elevates everybody?
Yeah, I think Christmas is an understatement. I think it's like Christmas times 3. Actually, when I got the phone call from my agent, I was a tad bit excited. I couldn't pack. I had the whole day to pack. I couldn't pack. But I got up that next morning like at 6 o'clock and I packed, and I got here. Moan took me around. And then last night I couldn't sleep. I was waking up like every hour. But now I'm happy that I got to see everyone, and I'm just going to go with the flow.
Were you aware that yesterday said that the team leaders are the ones that are going to help you make the transition into the playbook? Can you feel that?
Yes, definitely. Everybody's leaders here. Everybody have an input, which is great. So I haven't had that in a while.
Were you aware that the talks were kind of heating up over the All-Star break, or did the call kind of come as a surprise?
Pretty much as a surprise. I didn't see it coming.
Your thoughts about playing with Rebecca Brunson and Aisha Jones in the Lynx?
Brunson, beast. And Asia, I like to call Asia an assassin. She's not very athletic and sporty, but she get it done in her own way. She's not going to let you outmuscle her. She's very gritty, and that's something that you can look forward to playing with those 2 post players.
So is there something specific for you that changed with being in Chicago this season, or was it just sort of your kind of reevaluation of where you're at in your career that
No, nothing. I had good terms with Chicago. Pretty much me wanting to be somewhere else and not knowing how long I have to play.
Can you talk about how nice it is to come into a situation where you're going to be a part of the group, an ensemble cast, rather than maybe, you know, Sylvia Fowles of the team? I mean, is that important to you to be a part of a group that is striving for the same thing? Is that a dynamic you really feel?
Yes, and it takes a lot of weight off your shoulders too. Coming into Minnesota and seeing what they had already established and how hungry they are to get back to the championship and win, that pretty much just set everything apart.
Is it going to take a while to adjust to maybe a little bit different of a role where you're not going to be able to score as many points?
No, I think I'm used to not scoring, and I think a lot of my scoring came from my rebounds. So like I said before, if I can rebound like crazy, I think I'll be fine.
Long term,
I think it's going to pay off big. I got back from China quite early, and I had time to recoup and travel and see people I haven't seen in the past 7 years, and spend time with family, spend time at my home. So it's been good for me mentally and physically.
Roger, can you talk about just, I mean, this is a long process that you've been going through since maybe January. How difficult was it? Did you think it was gonna get done? And about how many counter offers did you have to do?
The last part of that question, I have no idea. I've lost track long ago, but you know, through the 7 months, you know, there were stops and starts when, you know, when we first got the news and started working on it with Chicago, you know, you're optimistic. You think it's going to work out. You know, you think that, you know, we have enough to offer to appeal to other teams. You know, Chicago had their targets of you know, what they would want in exchange, and those pieces were not things that we had. So, you know, Chicago and us both had to go to work on trying to find where a third team could get involved. And, you know, through that process, as Sylvia mentioned, there were, you know, I tried not to want to get up Sylvia's hopes, because you just don't know when you have to get that many people involved. But, you know, there were a couple times where I made the call to the agent that said, I think we're there. And, you know, and then, you know, things just ended up not working out. Things didn't come together, the latest one being, you know, on the 4th of July. And I can remember that date because her agent and I were talking, you know, is she going to have to miss the fireworks tonight? You know, but then after the 4th of July, you know, then you know, then it kind of went into a dead period after that went away. And, you know, the same way it worked with Sylvia, you know, when things heated up the day after the All-Star game, you know, that kind of came out of the blue. And Sunday was a very, very hectic day, pulling all the pieces together and, you know, getting all the necessary things done between us in Chicago and Atlanta, and the players involved who had to, you know, sign contracts, sign paperwork, and things like that. You know, Sunday was kind of an amazing day, because suddenly all that work just suddenly did seem to all blur into a whirlwind of activity. But, you know, Sunday was a surprise when it did happen.